Welcome to Magical Mondays. My camera broke, so we're here this way. It is what it is. Okay, so today I was working with the Wizards Collective, and that's probably not a known group. I don't know who they are. Just kind of started showing up to me when I started this series. So sometimes, as you guys know, if you watch this series, it's unicorns or fae, and it's my second time working with the Wizards Collective. So here are the messages that I notated that we can start off with, and then we'll get into a general reading for the week ahead. So the first thing that they said was it was a time of reckoning. Maybe not the news we've been hoping to hear, but that's okay. There's been a lot of changeover happening in the last little while, and reckoning means things are coming to a head. Things are coming to a point of truth that we need to look at. And that's better than the large amount of confusion that's been what we've been dealing with. So there was a lot of talk this week about timelines from them. There's quite a few different options available to you. A lot of them are opening up now. As you guys know, we're in the year of the fire horse, the triple fire horse, and it's not exactly rolling yet. And there's a reason for that. The timelines are showing up. Now, I mentioned this in a podcast not long ago, and it's definitely been talked about in Energy Mastery as well, that we are coming up to a time period where we need to choose. We need to make some decisions. This energy is about agency. And so if you're just sitting here being like, oh, whatever happens, happens, then enjoy the schlop that you're about to get. But if you want to be more decisive, then this is some of the information they brought through today. One of the practices they mentioned doing is kind of really looking at your life and how you actually want to feel. A lot of people get stuck when they try to manifest because they're like, oh, well, I want this thing. I want that. That shit is abstract. Like, pardon my French, but it's abstract. And that's not what you want, because your brain will start going into I can or I cannot have. It is or is not realistic. Ask from how you want to feel. Their advice was to create like a kind of a graph in every area of your life, kind of a map. Like, in my love life, I want to feel these things. And in my working life, I want to feel this way. Now, the reason why you want that feel alignment is because it's authentic to you. What you want might not actually be authentic to you. What you're trying to get, and it's not to say that any desires are wrong, because it's not what it is, but you have to build things from an aligned foundation for them to succeed. So if you build off of an ego projection, or what you think is going to work for you, or what you want to work for you, it's not stable. It can't be sustained. And this year is really fast. Everything that is not truth is going to collapse. So they're really encouraging you. How do you want to feel? Because it's easier to jump from how you want to feel than what you want to achieve, because what you want to achieve might not actually be what you want. And I've heard this brought about a lot in the last few days, just through channeling and client sessions and things like that, but identity has been a really big focus. What you've built off of a not source aligned identity is going to collapse. Now, that's not to say you're out here being super fake or anything like that. That is not the vibe. But sometimes we build things like, oh, I'd like to look like this because this is what I've seen work before for other people, or this is how people in my industry do it. But it might not be aligned with you. It might not be aligned with how your energy shows up or how it wants to express, right? A lot of us with chronic illness can see that we will try to do things the way that other people in our industry do, and it just doesn't work for us. That's why we want to go with how you want to feel, because it's aligned. Spirit will always support you chasing after your greatest and highest good. And another mantra that has been coming through the last couple of days is, God only wants my highest happiness. Whatever higher power you look at, God only wants my highest happiness. Spirit only wants my highest happiness. So how do I act in accordance with that? And you'll start looking for evidence about how God does want your highest happiness every day, because it's true. God does want your highest happiness. But maybe we don't like how our highest happiness actually looks on the outside. Maybe we don't think that's a sustainable career. We don't think that's a sustainable relationship. You will always face alignment issues if you go by what you think you should be presenting. And that's really what the wizards were getting at here. So that's piece one. There's a lot of timelines open. Self-reflection is really key. Clarity is key, right? That's why last week we were looking at the owl and we were looking at purification. Like, it's all starting to make sense, right? So another thing that they brought through, let's see here, going down my list of messages, they said that when we do get to where we want to go with the timeline, it kind of stretches and stretches and stretches and stretches. So this is really long-term vision, which is why they're stressing how you want to feel. Because if you are aligned in how you want to feel, and that's what you want to bring in, then you'll be able to take off running. Because what you're asking for is going to be aligned. But if you don't, if you're like, I want 500K, I want this, I want that, but you don't know how you want to feel with 500K, good luck. You're going to trip like there's weight stuck to you because it's not aligned. And the universe will push that alignment. It's so fast right now, or it's about to be, that if that alignment is not right, you're gonna have some issues moving forward. So this is why they really want you to lock into intention right now and really kind of get into the vibe of, okay, what do I really want? How do I really want to feel? What does it matter what it looks like on the outside if I feel better than I've ever felt in my life? That's the key. Of course, their symbol for this week is the key, so I'm going to get into that. So they said it stretches out miles and miles and miles, and that was really important. Things are going to get really speedy, and we're going to get where we want a lot faster than we're maybe intending to. So that's like, how do you want to do this? Do you want to do this in the straight and aligned way, or do you want to be tripping over yourself? I'm going to try to get through this as quickly as possible because we're a day behind, don't you know? It is actually Tuesday. I'm so sorry. Anyway, so they mentioned what they want us to like look at this week is like daydreaming, mapping, self-exploration, inner truth, and clarity. Anything you can do around that, like journaling, would be really highlighted, and make getting to the bottom of what's not working the top priority right now. Because if you know why it's not working, it might surprise you. And a lot of it is alignment, right? If you're looking at it on the outside and you're like, I don't know why it's not working, I'm doing everything, the answer is alignment. There's something off in the alignment, in the energetics, in the space you hold for yourself, and how little of that there is, or how much. There's something off. So that's what they're encouraging you to look at, because sometimes it's not that what you're building is not meant to succeed, it's how you're doing it. So alignment is key. They're like, that's the biggest thing they keep stressing. Where are you seeing life through shadow instead of light? That was a big one. Like, where are you looking at the things you've created with so much love and beauty, and you're like, they ain't shit? Like, that was really one of the things that they're saying. They want you to look at, okay, what have I achieved that I'm proud of? What have I done that I'm really excited about? Like, what am I bringing to the table, or what have I done in the last year that really makes me happy? And does my life reflect where I want to be, but in a balanced way? We always look at what isn't working. We're not looking at what is, and that's really what they want to say. So in terms of their colors, their symbols, all that kind of stuff, the color this week is pale yellow. They didn't give me any, like, reason why. Just pale yellow. Normally they give me reasons why, and they were like, nah, we got business to do. Scents, they want scents with complexity. So for example, like, I'm wearing chocolate oudgasm by Kayali, and it's got like incense, but it's got green apple, and it's really complex. There's a lot of different notes. They want things that have complexity right now. They want things that kind of have like sharp elements, and the reason why they want that is because they're exploring duality. They're exploring the many different pieces that all work together within one thing that look like they wouldn't work on the outside, right? Green apple and incense, most people probably wouldn't have thought of that, right? But the oud mixes so beautifully. So that's really where they're like talking about what they're wanting to bring through in complexity of scents. So any scents that you have that have things that maybe shouldn't go together, but do, that you wouldn't think on paper and just like work really beautifully together, that would be what they want this week. So in terms of animals, they mentioned hawk. So clarity, removing yourself from things, and really zoning in. We're actually using an animal deck today, so that might also represent that. I don't know yet, we'll find out. But clarity, bird's eye view, removal of circumstances, and really like looking down at things from a zoomed out perspective. Symbols, it's the key to like unlocking. There's a lot of clarity and a lot of insights coming up this week if you make the time. The tarot cards, they gave me 3. They couldn't settle on one. It was the Hermit, the Tower, and the Hierophant. Which are like the elements that we're looking at. Higher knowledge, what structures don't work, where do you need to isolate yourself to find clarity, where do you need to rely on you, and where do you need to zoom out from other people's perspectives. The crystals that they mentioned were smoky quartz and rutilated quartz. This is rutilated quartz for those of you that I usually try to do what they tell me to do. So as you guys know, I usually have like examples, but I'm filming from a different place today because my camera broke. So, you know, it is what it is. So, and foods, they mentioned vegetables. They really want grounding foods, digestion-oriented foods, anything really nourishing. They want to digest and to be comforted at the same time. So that's what the messages are. Now let's see what the rest of the messages are. Okay. Okay, tuning into the collective for this week. What are we looking at? All right, let's start off here. Welcome back to the reading portion. I guess I forgot to log myself out. Okay, so bear the interruptions, but what we're looking at in terms of messages for the next week ahead. Like when we've talked about this, take the words out of my mouth. It's time to really dive into things. There is so much you're not seeing. There's a lot of interference and narratives and lies going around that they're coming up for exposure, right? This is again where they've talked about really clearing it. Anything you can do to remove or release distortions, to clarify. If you need help with that, ask Archangel Michael. That's kind of his shtick, right? If you need help with transmutation, Archangel Zivkiel, I believe, is really good with transmutation as well. There's a lot you're not seeing. There's a lot that you built from someone you were before, and now you need to be who you are now. And they're not the same person anymore, and they don't want the same things, and they're at a different level of vibration, and your body is reflecting that. And so things that are not working, those of you who have a lot of chronic illness flare-ups, this could be part of what is going on there. I know it is for myself. There's things that you need to build differently, and as you change and grow, your human brain might not think that, but your psychic brain sure is. What you channel and what you bring in directly interfaces with your body and changes things. And if you're somebody who does a lot of magic or spiritual growth, like, you're going to feel that at some point. You've outgrown yourself, but you can't live in the same structure that you built from that place. So this is really looking at the structures that you've built. Are your relationships still meeting who you are now? Are your friendships meeting who you are now? Is your business meeting who you are now? Is your job meeting who you are now? And do they have room for you to grow? Do they, or are they feeling too tight? And are there some things you need to change? That's really what they're looking at. And this, again, take the words out of my mouth. Truth transcends illusion. They're really wanting people to lock into what actually is truth for them. Now, again, identity has been circling around these past few days in the collective as like a bigger theme. And I think this is why. Identity is such a layered thing because it's not real. Who we are in this lifetime is just who we are in this lifetime. It's not real. It's a projection. If you ask, who are you? Well, you're infinite. So yeah, you have traits and you have things, but there might be rigid pieces that you've said, these are me. Identities, things you hold on to, who you are, what you do, what music you like, etc. All of those things can change. And if they've changed, it's okay. And you need to let that be okay and dive into the truth behind that, where you're like, okay, well, maybe I liked this kind of music before and I don't now. Oh, that was like a big thing about me and now it's not that. So who am I now? It doesn't matter. Like, it matters, but doesn't matter as much as you're making it matter, or is that an ego attachment to who you were before? And so there's a lot of needing to look in that piece of identity and how your life is calibrated right now. That's really strongly coming through. This is a little bit of a tower collapse. I'm sorry. I know we hate them, but it's for the greatest and highest good, where we're really looking at that truth, building those foundations that are actually strong. If things look like a mess, just wait. Just wait. Things look like a mess right now. Spirit has a plan. You've been cleaning house. And because you guys have been cleaning house, because you guys have been having these deep realizations about what it is that you need to do and who you are and moving forward, it's going to cause a mess. That mess is okay. That mess is just there until things stabilize and bring themselves back in. So if things aren't running the way that you want, or if you've made changes and you're like, oh, nothing is working. Yeah, it's a mess. It's going to be. Just give it a little bit more time. Watch and wait. Watch and wait. And take time to rest and be with yourself. This is not a time to figure things out. Anything you think you figured out, you don't know. Let's just be very honest about that. Anything you think you figured out right now, question it. And it's okay. It's because we're making that space. Take time to rest. Take time to be creative. Take time to let your nervous system unwind from the crap year of the snake. You need it. And just allow yourself to be. Grounding is really big right now. Food is really big right now in what could stabilize the collective energies. Complexity. Let things be complex. We often want things to be simple, and they actually really are simple, but we don't make them simple. And so when we need to scale it back down to simple, we find mess. That's all this is. It's just moving from here to there. And we have Eagle Spirit. Spirit has your back. There's nothing to worry about with this mess. It's just a mess. it's going to take you somewhere. So you have to just let it do that. And to let it do that, you kind of just have to let it move through you and look at your life and go, okay, it means something. There's a greater plan in place. I don't actually have anything to worry about. And I've been hearing this word infinite circling around. Like, I woke up yesterday I think it was, with the mantra, like, my money is infinite in my head. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. That's a cool mantra. Again, with those timelines that the Wizard Collective was talking about, like, there's all these really big, long stretching timelines where you can just gallop. And you find that infiniteness in letting go of what holds you back and letting go of anything that is rigid. Anything that you think is true might not be, and that's okay. It's opening you up to what is actually true for you. Maybe it was true for you once, and maybe it's not true for you now, and that's growth, and that's what growth looks like. Sometimes it's messy. A lot of people will do so much spiritual growth and growth and growth and growth, and then go, oh my God, what happened? You did. You grew. You changed. And that change has outward effects, and sometimes the things that kept you stable before don't do that now, and that's all part of growth. But those new things will come in. There's always a moving period. Like, you sell the house, you have to move in, right? Like, this is the from this place to this place is what's going on right now. And that's where you are, and it's going to be a mess. There's things everywhere. You don't know where everything is. Nothing's organized. Good. It's allowing that anytime you let things be messy, you're letting energy move. Anytime you move your house around or you declutter, you're moving energy. And it's going to look like a mess at first until things reorient. And you just have to let things reorient. And so with all the changes you've done, they just want you to ground and allow yourself to restore right now. That's really what they want. And this is because magic is working through you right now. You are the portal for that magic to come through. You have created space in your life, and you've created really powerful change. And all of that change is serving to bring you in beautiful things and let beautiful things be birthed through you. But they want that stable foundation right now. Those things want to stay with you. A lot of you have been asking for, like, what's my long term, my forever this, my forever that. For that, you have to be really honest. You're talking about something that will serve you for the rest of your life. It's got to be right. And if you don't have room for that in your energy, you have a lot of, like, lack mentality or things you've been through that prevent you from anchoring into something stable, then they must have had to make one hell of a mess. And they did. And you're in it. And it's okay. And don't worry about it. Because you've done with, like, the mess is there. It's not going to get more messy. You're in that resting time, you're reorienting. A lot of people think healing is just doing, and no, it's resting. Integrating. You can't manifest without the divine feminine. Like, you have to receive. You can't just be like, let me chase. One, you're gonna burn you're gonna burn yourself out so deeply, and two, it just won't work. Like, you have to let it in at some point. It's like if you ordered all these Amazon packages to your door and then you never opened the door. That's what a lot of you are doing. And it's okay, but open the door. Don't you want to see what's in your packages? So you have to rest, because that's the equivalent of opening the door energetically. Nothing comes in without rest. Nothing comes in without space or room. You can manifest until the end of the world if that's what you want to do, but it won't get you anywhere. You have to receive. Okay. Let's see. Any last things you want to... Did that fall somewhere? No? I'm just crazy? Okay. Well, that certainly did. All right. Let's see. And again, fun. It's Magical Mondays for a reason. Fun. You need fun. Just playfulness. In play, so much information is received, and you would not believe exactly how much information energetically is in just having fun, because having fun, it purges your system. It, one, makes your system open up. And if you know anything about energy, you know when you have an open system, you have a magnetic system. And so if you're like, all the time, well, nothing can flow because you're rigid, you're compromising the structure. So if you let go of the structure and you let it open up, then all of these good things are going to come through. So don't even worry about it. It'll be fine, but you need fun. All work and no play makes Kayla very dull something. So, like, no, have fun. Boundaries are another big thing. In all of this self-reflective clarity, in all of this clarity that you're kind of bringing into your life right now, like, you need to know why. You need to know what it cost you. And I know a lot of you are not going to like me for this. And you know what? I don't like me for this either. But you have to know what it cost you. You can have a giant heart. You have to protect it. Anything you have to protect. I know it sucks to be that person, but you have to protect what you've invested into. You have to protect what you've built. And sometimes that means protecting you, because you are the builder in your life. You are the thing. Anything that you have in your life that's discongruent, that's like from cognitive dissonance, that's like things that are like not actually in flow with you, they cost you. You're like, oh, I want to make like 500K a year. It's costing you that. Your friendships, your relationships that aren't right for you, they're costing you. And you gotta ask, like, do I want to pay that price? Do I want to pay that price? It's a really good question to ask yourself right now. And if you don't, maybe boundaries are how you correct that. Maybe you need more time for yourself. Maybe you need a different type of connection. Maybe you're looking at the connections in your life and going, I can't support this kind of crap anymore. You have to be honest about it. So make that space. Tell that truth. And I think a lot of us have been cut off from generosity. Like, we don't feel, those of us that are like cute little fae beings, we don't feel like that right now, probably. We don't feel fun. We don't feel sunshiny. We don't feel like we're full of spunk. We don't feel joyous and jubilant. And we just don't feel that. So we have to find it. And sometimes to find it, we have to be the magic in the lives of others when we have maybe been asked to hold that back a lot in the year of the snake. There's something about giving freely here to the right source. So go have fun. If you know somebody that needs a cheer up, go be that person. If you know somebody who needs some light, go be that person. Do things from a place of authentic love. Like, if you're, like, for example, if I were to sit this down and film this and be like, it wouldn't go anywhere. But if I'm here and I'm sitting this down and I'm like, oh, I want to do this and it makes me excited and I want to share this and I want to share these messages, it's going to work. It's all about the intentional container you come from. And so you really want to be intentional in your life right now about what you're creating and how you're showing up to it, how you're showing up to your friendships, because maybe you need some sunshine and maybe we're in Canadian winter. At least I am. You probably aren't. I love you for that. That's good for you. You enjoy that. But I am. And maybe we need some light. And look at places where you can bring that light right now, because it's really going to change your trajectory. And reclaiming your power. A lot of us have been feeling victim-y in the year of the snake. We've been feeling powerless. We've been feeling irritated and angry and resentful and all those things. And we're really being asked to, like, clear that out. Your boundaries will change the flow of power back to you. If you've been giving too much away, that's costing you. You have a finite energy container. Most people don't know that. You only have so much energy available to you. So when you have people in your life that are taking up your mental space or like situations and you're like, you don't have enough to generate the battery. And so if you don't have enough to generate the battery, no wonder what you want might not be coming to you, because there's actually no room. It's not you. It's maybe what you're allowing in your life, and it's maybe how you feel about yourself and, you know, what you've outgrown and all of that. Like, take a look at that stuff, because you need to call back inner power right now. That's really big. And take a leap of faith. In these timelines, they're really asking, how do you want to feel for a reason? Because when you identify, okay, I feel this way, I want to feel this way. What's the gap? How can I close the gap? Leaps and bounds, you will move ahead and quickly. And you'll be looking around your life like, wow, that's all I had to do? Yeah, because trying to manifest what you wanted, you were blocked. Because you were looking at it like, I can't have this, I don't deserve this, there's no room for this, I don't have money for this, I can't this, I can't that. But if you look at how you want to feel, you can turn on a song and feel that way. But if every day you look at how you want to feel and you're like, what do I do to put myself in that place? Then you will create quantum leaps across your life like nobody's business. You have so much power. And trust that when you work towards things, you're going to see beautiful things. That small acts that you're doing every day are going to build up really big right now. And it's like the worker bee. Like, you continue to do things, it creates something. You're about to see a lot of that, where a lot of that had been stalled. Just a little bit slow to get to you. And what they're asking you now, everything that you're seeing in terms of like friendships, relationships, all that stuff right now, it's just asking you to check yourself. It's not trying to be rude, but it is trying to tell you, you know this, you've learned this, you know what you need to do. You might have loosened the reins a little. It's time to tighten them back up. And really learning from that, learning your value, how to protect yourself, what you need in that arena, and letting go. Sometimes it's really hard, especially when we do all these things about identity that we've been looking at, to let go. And they just want you to know, like, there will be something that is even better for you that comes in if you let go now. And again, exactly, take the words out of my mouth. Trust in divine detours. You're being taken for a ride. You're going to end up somewhere so much better. Oh my goodness, I have so many cards to get through in so little time. Okay. Oh wait, well, we already talked about having your back, spirit having your back. Some of the cards came up twice. And this is just knowing there's nothing that's wasted. All of these experiences, you might be like, why am I going through the school of hard knocks again and again? It's not wasted. Trust that. There's something powerful coming from this. You might need a lot of hope and faith right now. And co-creating. You might have tried to build everything on your own while manifesting. But did you talk to your spirit team? Hi, I'm Kayla. I represent all spirit guides in the world. Did you talk to your spirit team? Did you talk to them? Did you tell them, I want this, I need this, I need this? Did you call them in? Did you have a heartfelt conversation about how you feel about where you're at and what you will and will not tolerate? If you haven't, Energy Mastery has a whole, Energy Mastery is the library of energy tools that I run, and it's all energy work, things like that. But there is something in there that was so helpful to me, and it's called the Universal Boundary Letter. And everything that I've asked for when I've done that, I've gotten. Because it's setting a boundary with your energy. It's also setting a boundary with your spirit guides. Your spirit guides play you like a chessboard. That's what they do. But they can't do shit unless you actually ask them. And you're like, hey, I need help with this. And you need to ask them every day. Like, I ask them for dumb stuff. Like, can you make sure the bus is empty? And it works. Almost 98% of the time it works. And so that's where you will also ask for big stuff. Like, you should be having meetings with them regularly. You don't have to be a medium to do this. You just call them in and be like, hey, I've got some problems here. I've been having problems with this person and that person and this money flow and this and this and this and this. And what I want you to do, if you join Energy Mastery, there's a 7-day free trial. There's the template for that letter right there. You can literally copy paste it, write it into your own words, read it off to them with all the oomph that you have. Send. It does everything for you. It's literally built for that. And there's also things in Energy Mastery as well that are block releases. And what block releases do is they get things out of the way. So when you're looking at bringing something through, like say you want your like divine counterpart or whatever, or you want like a job that makes a certain amount, everything in Energy Mastery is designed to keep your energy clean and aligned for that. So things like the block release, things like breaking the loop, which is an experience that helps you get out of the same cycles, right? All of that can be really helpful here. There's also a lot about clarity in there too, and healing from money and all kinds of things. But there's a 7-day free trial. It's going to be posted below, and you guys can check that out. But that's what I would do, and it's what I have done in this situation, and it's always worked for me. When you get mad, you reclaim power. But when you co-create with spirit, you give them guidelines on what to attract. You tell them, I'm done with this, I want this. And they're going to look at your life and they're going to go, ding, 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 ding. And in like 3 months, give it 3 months. 3 months. Look at that letter again and tell me you didn't get what you asked for. And if you're trying to build an empire, like let's say you're working on big changes. Yeah, every 3 months. Do it again and again and again and again until you're sitting in your empire. I know because I've built one and I'm sitting in it right now. I did the Universal Boundary Letter to be where I'm sitting right now, and it worked. Did it take a little while? Yes, because you do need to rearrange, and that's where you guys are actually in that period right now. That's actually kind of what this entire reading is about. You are in the middle of that mess period. So you're in a very powerful alignment period right now, and you can use it to your advantage if you try. So again, turn knowledge into wisdom. You can know things, but when you put them into practice, that's different. Like, for example, anytime my spirit team gives me information, I'm writing down next steps. I'm not just going, oh, he said that would happen. Oh, that's nice. No, next steps. What do I need to do? How do I get it? How do I change it? What do I need to know? How do I bring it into practice? Like, they've given me a list of things that they want me to do, and that is at the very front of this right now. Because if you don't follow through, then you're not doing your end of the job. And so that's really what they're looking at. Turn your knowledge into wisdom. Apply it. Move it. Bring it into the tangible reality. Share it. Live it. Integrate it is really what they're looking at. And again, magic works through you, and be open to the infinite possibilities. They're really stressing like you're never going to know what's possible for you if you don't ask. And so many of us don't ask because we're like, it's not possible for us. You see how that like goes against itself and it doesn't work? That's kind of what they're getting at. So I will see you lovelies next week. And if any of you guys are trying to manifest anything, share it and I'll hype you up. And yeah, I hope you guys have the most absolutely beautiful week, and I will see you next Monday.